All right, you guys ready to graph some monopolies today? Here we go. Monopolies are price makers. They are the industry, they are the firm. They have downward sloping demand curves. In order to sell more, they have to lower the price. This impacts marginal revenue. Because the monopolist has to lower the price to sell more, not only do they have to lower the price of the next unit, but they have to lower the price of all the previous units as well, which results in a marginal revenue curve being lower than demand. Prices are found on demand, so the price is greater than marginal revenue in a monopoly. That's a key idea. Price is greater than marginal revenue. After that, it's pretty easy. We find out where the monopolist is going to produce by finding where MR equals MC, just like we did in perfect competition. All right, just a little bit different here. So, MR equals MC, we find that. We're going to trace it down. There's our Q at MR equals MC. In order to find the price, I trace it up to the demand curve. There's my price. Okay? At this Q, what does it cost to make one of those Qs? Well, I find that by finding my ATC curve, and that's C. Alright? P times Q, this area here, gives me my total revenue. C times Q, this area here, gives me my total cost. Notice the total revenue area was bigger than the total cost area. I got more money coming in my register than going out of my register. Well, that's going to result in a profit. P, the price per unit, minus C, the cost per unit, gives me the profit per unit right here. This is the profit per unit area. Profit per unit times the Q gives me total profit right there. Now, what's interesting is a monopolist will be able to maintain this profit in the long run because unlike perfect competition where firms can come in and lower the price, in monopoly there are barriers to entry. Firms cannot enter, therefore economic profits can persist. Now, let's look over here and look at a monopoly who is minimizing their losses. What do we do first? MR equals MC. Boom. Trace it down. Next, I want to find the price. You trace it up to the demand curve. There's my price. Next, I got to find the cost per unit. How do I find the cost per unit? Well, I find out Q. I go up to my ATC curve. Boom. Okay, that's the cost per unit. Notice the cost per unit is greater than the price per unit. So, C times Q gives me my total cost. P times Q gives me my total revenue. The total cost area is bigger than the total revenue. I'm losing money. All right, I got more money going out of my register than coming into my register. The cost per unit, C, minus the price per unit, the revenue per unit, P, gives me my loss per unit, this area right here. This area, loss per unit times the Q, gives me my loss minimization. Notice I'm going to stay open here because my price is still greater than my AVC. Okay, when price is greater than AVC, you produce, all right, even if the price is less than the ATC. So in this case, it's better for me to stay open and minimize my losses. But you do shut down. Shutdown rule is when the price is less than average variable cost. In that case, you just walk away. Now, is this firm going to minimize losses forever? No, the monopoly will eventually walk away once they can get out of their fixed costs. All right? Or, even better for the monopolist, they would incur these losses if they could be subsidized. All right, so I got profit maximizing monopoly over here, economic profits, and I got my monopoly over here making loss minimization. And there are your basic monopoly graphs. Good luck.